You can also check out more content like this on our site. Osama Bin Laden, the name that strikes fear into the hearts of many and evokes mixed feelings of anger, sorrow, and pity from others. The mastermind behind the September 11th attacks, the man who brought the US to its knees and had the world at the edge of its seat for years on end. But who was he really? What made him tick? And what led him to become the most wanted man in the world? Osama was born on March 10, 1957, in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, to a wealthy family. His father, Mohammed bin Laden, was a businessman and millionaire who founded the Saudi Bin Laden Group, one of the largest conglomerates in the kingdom, with interests in construction, real estate, and various other industries. The family had significant wealth and influence in Saudi society. Osama was the 17th of 25 children, 13 of whom survived to adulthood. Growing up, he enjoyed a life of privilege and luxury, living in a mansion with servants and drivers. Despite his privileged upbringing, Osama was not your typical rich kid. He was known to be a bright but mischievous student who got into fights with classmates and had a reputation for being hot-headed and impulsive. After completing his basic education in Saudi Arabia, Osama's father sent him to a private school in the kingdom's capital, Riyadh. It was during his time at this school that Osama developed an interest in religious studies and began to show signs of radicalization, following in his father's footsteps. Osama enrolled in university to study civil engineering. However, it seems that his passion for religion only grew during this time, eventually leading him to drop out of university and devote himself fully to his religious pursuits. It was around this time that Osama became involved in the Muslim Brotherhood, a pan-Islamic Sunni the first Islamist organization that opposes both secularism and communism in the Middle East. Through the Muslim Brotherhood, Osama met some of his future associates, including Abdullah al-Sam, who would later become a prominent member of Al-Qaeda. As the Soviet Union invaded Afghanistan in 1979, Osama saw an opportunity to put his religious beliefs into action. He traveled to the country to participate in the jihad against the Soviets, believing that it was his duty as a Muslim to defend the Afghan people after the Soviets were driven out of Afghanistan. In 1989, Osama remained in the country and continued to fight against the new regime of Prime Minister Najibullah. It was during this time that Osama formed the core of what would become known as Al-Qaeda. In 1996, Osama declared war on the United States and its allies, accusing them of supporting Israel and corrupting Muslim governments. He claimed that the US was the Great Satan and that the 9/11 attacks were a response to America's presence in the Middle East. The attacks would change the world forever, and Osama would become the most wanted man in the world. The FBI has a $25 million reward for information leading to his capture. But despite all the resources spent looking for him, he was never caught. That is until May 2nd, 2011, when US Navy SEALs finally located and killed him in a compound in Abbottabad, Pakistan. Osama was a complex and controversial figure whose actions had a profound impact on the world. While some saw him as a religious fanatic and terrorist, others saw him as a hero and martyr. Love him or hate him, there is no denying that Osama bin Laden was one of the most influential and feared men of our time. What are your thoughts on Osama bin Laden? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. Thanks for watching. Take care.